End of another day of training. Han Jian just came back from his holiday and he was not feeling charitable. It's been a really tough day at training. So today I'm going to talk about slice, specifically Han Jian's method of slice against the Malaysian Indonesian way of slicing. Now, in the past few monologue videos, I've been talking about how we hold the racket and how the swing is done this way. Now this way, actually by swinging the racket this way using the fingers, it allows for the slice to be done in a very different way. Now in my time as a youth player, when I was learning the Malaysian Indonesian style, we do our slices like this. As the shuttle comes right over the head, if I want to do a slice, I would hit it this way. The way I hold the racket, the grip remains the same, such. And when I do the slice, I will be hitting shuttle this way, along the sides, yes, on the sides, so that it is a glancing hit. And as I hit the shuttle this way with a movement of racket heading in that direction, and the shuttle will head in the direction the racket is facing, not the direction I'm swinging. I will be swinging here. But when my racket faces here, as I hit it, shuttle will go generally in that direction which my racket is facing. Now it is done in the same way for the reverse slice, except the swing is not this way, it is reverse. We swing it over the head. But again, the grip is the same, and this is where we do, when the shuttle comes, a reverse slice is done with a swing going this way. Again, I'm swinging the racket this way, but my racket head is pointing in the opposite direction. So as I swing, I will slice the shuttle in this direction. The shuttle will then head in the direction my racket is facing, but not in the direction I'm swinging. And this will have some deception effects because I'm swinging this way, but the shuttle is going in the opposite direction. Same thing with the reverse slice. I'm swinging this way. If I'm swinging this way, typically it looks like this motion, supposed to head there. But with a reverse slice, it hits over there. And that is how slice is done by Malaysian players, Indonesian players, so Danish players, and that was how I did it when I was a youth player. Now, what Han Jian has taught us here when doing the slice, it's a bit different because it takes advantage of how the racket is held. Well, the racket is held this way. And so, in order to do a slice, we don't move the racket head in the other direction. What we do is we spin the racket head as we hit. So, when we do an overhead swing, it's done this way with the release one. Now standard approach to overhead swing. And then we have the cancel. Now when we do a slice, what we do is we turn the racket head. This is a reverse slice. We turn the racket head as we hit. So by using the fingers here and here, we roll the racket this way as we hit. So this is how it looks like. The racket turns as we hit, and this turn creates the slicing effect. We're not hitting the shuttle straight on like this, but as we hit, we turn the racket head. So when the racket impacts the shuttle, it slices it this way. And that creates the slice effect. Now I've done some examples of the slice action in another week, and I'll put it right here in slow motion just to highlight it. Now the video shows as I hit it, it appears like the racket is over here hitting the shuttle. And then the racket seems to be moving. And that's what's going on. We're turning the racket in our fingers as we hit. And as we turn the racket head will slice the shuttle during the impact this way. This is why I always said that the slice move is the most difficult move to do. And it is even more difficult to do for Chinese players playing with the method which Han Jian is teaching us. Because the slice is not done with a big swing. It is done with the same swing, and the slicing motion is caused by the turn of the racket in the fingers. Now, I'm sure a lot of viewers will disagree or say I'm lying, but that is how it's done. Then it is from this finger motion, and that's what causes the deception. When we swing and hit using this method, it's exactly the same as the standard overhead swing. Only difference is when I want to hit a slice, I turn it. I turn it as I swing. And as I turn, and that creates the slicing effect. So using the same swing, which typically when I hit it this way, it will be going straight, by adding that little turn, it's going to go in the other direction. And that's what makes it such a good weapon for deception. And that's why we can't see it. Because the swing is almost identical to the standard overhead swing. The only difference is in this the turn done by the fingers. And if we actually could record the sound properly, there's a very distinct difference in the sound when a slice is being done. Now, a normal swing would sound like this. So during a normal swing, sounds that way. A slice has a very sharp sound to it when it swings. It goes like a knife cutting through the air. That's not a slice, but a reverse slice. Now, a slice, a standard forehand slice, it is similar. For Han Jian's method, it's done this way. So, cancel. It still looks like a standard swing without the turn, but because we're doing it this, with the racket head swinging like this, it slices the shuttle. The same effect as the old style. It was like this. And that's how it looks like. It looks exactly like a standard swing, but it's a slice. And that's where it's so difficult to spot, because the swing is small and it's identical to a standard swing. When a shuttle is coming on this side, I'm going to hit it with my forehand without a body turn, or with a slice. Without a slice, the only difference is I'm turning the racket sideways as I swing it, versus not, I'm hitting it straight. There's a straight hit, this is a slice hit. That is the main difference between how Chinese method taught by Han Jian, they slice hit, versus how I learned when I was playing as a youth player. And after learning this, I then realized the level of deception which Chinese players like Han Jian have. Their swing for all moves are identical. Drop shot, a lock, defensive lock, attacking lock, and even a slice or a smash. A reverse slice or a forward slice, reverse slice. All of their overhead movements look very similar. And in a heat of a match, and when I'm on the other side, moving quickly, jumping around, retrieving shots, I would never be able to see what my opponent is doing. There's absolutely no way. And that's what makes it so difficult to defend against a top-level player like Han Jian or Lin Dan. Now, when knowing this, then rewatching all the videos of Lin Dan versus Lee Chong-wei, I understand the pain and difficulty which Lee Chong-wei faces every time he plays against Lin Dan, because he cannot see what shot is coming until it reaches his side of the court. And by then, he has half the amount of time to react, compared with him playing another player like Peter Gade or Taufik Hidayat. He would have a lot more time to react. But against Lin Dan, he has only half the amount of time to react, because he can't see what Lin Dan's going to do until after the shuttle's already on his side of the court. And that's what makes it so difficult. And that is what makes this technique so remarkable. It's so difficult to master, but once we mastered it, the level of deception which is built into this technique is just mind-boggling. Every single shot has deception built in, because it is designed to be played with as such that all the shots look eerily similar. You cannot tell what the player is doing until after the shuttle leaves the racket. And that is all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's all for this entry. Thank you very much. Eat well, get plenty of rest, keep the badminton going. I'll see you in the next one.